Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about one of the most mysterious topics in the history of mankind: possible contacts with aliens in the distant past. Could ancient civilizations have left evidence of encounters with extraterrestrials? From the giant pyramids of Egypt to the Nazca Lines and the legendary Stonehenge, these places never cease to amaze researchers and raise many questions. What if their construction could not have been achieved by human hands alone? The pyramids have always been one of the greatest mysteries of our civilization. Their construction and location are fascinating even after thousands of years. However, there are theories that these colossal structures could be not only the result of human labor, but also evidence of contact with alien civilizations. Could aliens have helped ancient people build such incredible structures that still amaze with their precision and technological perfection? The first of these mysterious structures is the Great Pyramid of Giza, built in about 2500 BC. How did the ancient Egyptians, with their limited technology, manage to create such a complex structure that still impresses with its precision today? The pyramid is about 147 meters high and consists of more than 2 million stone blocks, each weighing from 2 to 15 tons. It is hard to imagine how, in the absence of modern machinery and equipment, these massive blocks could have been transported and installed with such geometric precision. One of the most intriguing details is the location of the pyramid. It is perfectly aligned with the 4 cardinal points, which indicates the deep astronomical knowledge of the ancient builders. Moreover, some researchers believe that the pyramids are located in accordance with the star belt of the constellation Orion. This has led to the idea that the pyramids could have been built with the help of knowledge that people received from extraterrestrials, or even were orientated towards star systems where other life forms could exist. According to some theories, aliens could have been not only observers but also active participants in the construction of these structures. Researchers note that in the texts left by the ancient Egyptians, there are references to gods who came from heaven and helped create great cities and monumental buildings. Some believe that these gods may have actually been alien visitors who shared their technology with humans. One of the most famous researchers on this topic, Sitchin, put forward the theory that the ancient Sumerians also had contact with extraterrestrials, whom they called Anunnaki. According to his interpretation of ancient texts, these beings came to Earth from the planet Nibiru and passed on knowledge of architecture and astronomy to humanity. Sitchin believes that these aliens could have been involved in the construction of the pyramids in Egypt and other megalithic structures around the world. Another interesting theory is the assumption that the pyramids could be not just tombs of pharaohs, but complex energy structures. Some researchers suggest that the pyramids could have been used as a kind of energy machine that generated and stored energy. This hypothesis is based on studies of how electromagnetic fields interact with the shape of the pyramid. There are suggestions that such technologies could have been transferred to humanity from outside, from civilizations that had reached a higher level of technological development. Pyramids in other parts of the world also add intrigue to this story. In Central and South America, we find similar structures, particularly in Mexico and Peru. The Mayan and Aztec pyramids share many similarities with the Egyptian pyramids, although the civilizations had no contact with each other. How could such similar architectural styles have emerged independently of each other? Some researchers believe that the answer lies in a common source of knowledge: contact with aliens. Another mystery associated with the pyramids is the so-called flying machines depicted in ancient frescoes and drawings. In many cultures around the world, including the ancient Egyptians, Sumerians, and Mayans, there are images that resemble modern ideas of spaceships or flying saucers. This suggests that ancient people may have witnessed the arrival of extraterrestrials, and their technology may have been part of these contacts. Skeptics, of course, point out that there is no concrete evidence to unequivocally support these theories. Official science believes that the pyramids were built exclusively by human hands using the engineering methods of the time. However, there are still no comprehensive explanations for many questions. How the location of the pyramids was calculated so precisely, and how the construction was carried out without modern technology. Are the pyramids really the result of interaction between ancient civilizations and aliens? Although there is no official proof, these theories make us think about how little we know about the true capabilities of ancient peoples and their contacts with other worlds. Whatever the story behind these grand structures, the pyramids continue to be a symbol of mystery and perhaps the key to unlocking ancient secrets that humanity has yet to discover. In the desert of southern Peru lies one of the world's greatest archaeological wonders, the mysterious Nazca Lines. These are giant geoglyphs covering more than 800 square kilometers. They were created more than 1,500 years ago. And while official science believes that these lines were ritual symbols associated with the ancient Nazca culture, some researchers put forward much more intriguing version. These lines could have been created as a result of contact with aliens or even as a message to them. Nazca lines depict various shapes such as circles, triangles, spirals, animals, birds, and people. But the biggest mystery is that they can only be seen from a great height, which raises the question of how ancient people could have created such precise images if they were unable to see them from the air. According to official theories, the geoglyphs could have been ritual trails or astronomical calendars, but there is also another hypothesis. The Nazca lines could have served as landing sites for spacecraft or were created to be seen from the sky. One of the most debated theories is that of Erich von Däniken, a well-known author of books on contacts with extraterrestrial civilizations. He claims that the Nazca lines are proof of contact between ancient people and aliens. According to his theory, these geoglyphs could have been created to attract the attention of aliens or serve as landmarks for their spacecraft. The lines could be road signs or even maps for stellar travel. Däniken believes that the figures we see today are the result of ancient interactions with civilizations that had the technology to fly. Another important point is the shape and accuracy of the lines. Some of them are perfectly straight, which is hard to explain given the technological level of Nazca culture. How did ancient people manage to create such precise geometric shapes without modern tools? Skeptics may argue that this is the result of the collective labor and knowledge of ancient engineers, but supporters of alien theories believe that this level of precision was only possible with the help of technologies that people of that time could not create on their own. Even more surprising, however, is the image known as the cosmonaut. It is one of the most famous and mysterious drawings in the Nazca. The cosmonaut has a human form, but the head seems disproportionately large, and the figure itself resembles modern images of astronauts. Some believe that this suggests that ancient people saw someone who looked like an astronaut and depicted it in their artwork. Could these be the aliens in spacesuits observed by the ancient inhabitants of Nazca? Other researchers have drawn attention to the connection between the Nazca lines and astronomy. There are theories that these lines could have been used to observe the movement of celestial bodies. Some shapes, such as the spider or monkey, have astronomical significance and can be associated with certain constellations. But what if this knowledge was passed down to humans by civilizations that had much deeper knowledge of the cosmos? In 2024, new assumptions emerged about the possible connection between the Nazca lines and aliens. A group of researchers from Europe conducted a new study using drones and found that some of the lines formed complex geometric shapes that could only be seen from a great height. These shapes were so precise that, according to the researchers, they could not have been created without prior observation from the air. This discovery added a new dimension to theories that the Nazca lines could have served as a communication tool for contact with space or even been part of a larger plan involved in interacting with aliens. In addition, in 2023, archaeologists found several new lines in remote areas of the Nazca Desert where modern people had not previously conducted research. These new geoglyphs are striking in their level of detail, and there are also shapes that resemble modern technology or even vehicles. While official science explains these figures as religious symbols that could be part of rituals or cults of god worship, supporters of the alien contact theory believe that these images could be part of humanity's ancient memory of encounters with space visitors. Another aspect of this mystery is the absence of traces of civilizations in the region, which could explain the creation of such huge and complex drawings. Although archaeologists have found several settlements, none of them had the necessary manpower or tools to carry out such a large-scale project. How could such giant images be created on the ground without being able to see them in full? Some researchers suggest that ancient people may have received help from the outside, or that these drawings were created specifically for those who could see them from a great height, perhaps from space. The scientific community remains divided on this issue. Some believe that the Nazca Lines are the result of creative inspiration and religious rituals of ancient people who tried to express their belief in a higher power. Others are convinced that this cannot be just a ritual act, but is part of a larger plan that connects our planet with the cosmos. Although many of the riddles of the Nazca Lines do not yet have definitive answers, interest in this topic continues to grow. With each new discovery, new assumptions emerge that further deepen the mysteries of this ancient phenomenon. Did ancient people really have contact with extraterrestrial civilizations? And can these lines be evidence of such encounters? The answer to this question has not yet been found, but the Nazca Lines continue to attract the attention of researchers and mystery lovers from all over the world. Stonehenge is one of the most famous and mysterious archaeological sites in the world, located on the Salisbury Plains in England. It is a huge stone structure consisting of ring and horseshoe-shaped megaliths, which are believed to have been built between 3,000 and 2,500 years BC. Despite numerous studies, the purpose of Stonehenge is still unknown, and various theories propose a variety of versions, from a ritual temple to an astronomical observatory. But one of the most intriguing hypotheses suggests that Stonehenge could have been created or built under the influence of an extraterrestrial civilization. It's hard to believe that ancient people without modern tools were able to move huge stones weighing up to 25 tons over a distance of several hundred kilometers. According to some researchers, this could only have been possible with the help of technologies that exceeded the level of development of humanity at the time. Some researchers suggest that the ancient inhabitants of Britain could have received help from space. The theory is that aliens could have passed on knowledge to humans, or even used Stonehenge as a beacon for their spacecraft. One of the most impressive aspects of Stonehenge is its astronomical precision. The megaliths are positioned in such a way that they coincide precisely with major astronomical events, such as the summer and winter solstices. The stones are set up in such a way that during these solstices, the sun's rays pass through certain points of the structure, creating an effect reminiscent of modern astronomical observatories. Some researchers suggest that such precision could only have been achieved with the help of highly developed technologies, or knowledge beyond the capabilities of human civilization at the time. In 2024, a group of archaeologists conducting a new study of the area around Stonehenge discovered another interesting detail. A series of underground tunnels and cavities were found beneath the surface that had not been known before. According to the researchers, these tunnels could have served as channels for ritual processions or for other purposes that modern science does not yet know. However, the most surprising thing was that the structure of these tunnels had regular geometric shapes, reminiscent of modern technical structures. Some researchers suggest that these tunnels could have been used to communicate with alien ships, or even serve as part of a space navigation system. Another interesting detail is related to the Stonehenge stones. There's a hypothesis that they have unique magnetic properties that could be used to generate or store energy. Studies of the magnetic fields around Stonehenge have shown that some stones have an abnormally high level of magnetism. This suggests that the megaliths could have been part of a complex energy system that could have been used for communication or other purposes. There is speculation that similar technologies could have been passed on to humans by ancient aliens who used Stonehenge for their experiments on Earth. Stonehenge is also striking in its location. It is located at the point where several so-called ley lines converge, ancient paths that are believed to have special energy power. These lines stretch across Europe and, according to some theories, could have been part of a network that connected various megalithic structures and holy sites. Researchers who support the extraterrestrial contact hypothesis believe that these lines could serve as energy or information channels created by aliens to facilitate navigation or communication between Earth and other worlds. Another interesting aspect is the evidence of strange anomalies around Stonehenge. Several tourists and researchers claim to have seen unexplained light phenomena at the site similar to those described in UFO cases. In 2023, during archaeological excavations near Stonehenge, a group of researchers reported strange flashes of light that suddenly appeared on the horizon. Although this was explained as a natural phenomenon, some witnesses suggested that it could be a sign of the presence of unknown objects. One of the most famous cases was the incident of 2010, when a group of researchers conducting a night study of Stonehenge reported a bright light hovering over the megaliths. According to eyewitnesses, the light remained stationary for several minutes and then disappeared. Some suggest that this was a sign of cosmic activity or even the presence of aliens using Stonehenge as a contact point. Many ancient texts and legends also mention possible contacts with gods who came from the heavens. In Celtic myths, for example, there are references to beings who were of extraterrestrial origin and passed on knowledge about the cosmos. Some researchers suggest that these gods could have been aliens who helped people build Stonehenge as a communication center or ritual site for contact with the cosmos. Of course, official science still does not support the idea that extraterrestrial civilizations were involved in the construction of Stonehenge. Most researchers believe that the megaliths were created by human hands as part of religious rituals or as an astronomical observatory. However, many questions remain open. How did ancient people manage to create such a complex structure without modern tools? And why does Stonehenge have such a clear astronomical orientation that exceeds the knowledge available to the civilization of the time? All these factors make us think that Stonehenge may be more than just an archaeological site. Could ancient people have interacted with alien civilizations that passed on knowledge about space and technology? Was Stonehenge a kind of communication station with the rest of the world? So far, there are no answers to these questions, but the mysteries of Stonehenge continue to attract the attention of researchers and those looking for traces of ancient contacts with other civilizations.